Hi scientists! Thanks for joining Simon and I today as we do a really fun experiment to learn about acids and bases. We're going to be mixing some acids and bases together and making a neutralization reaction where the product is a gas, and we're going to be able to do some fun things with this. So let's get into the kitchen and get started.
All right, I'm going to get ready to prepare this experiment for my students in science club. I'm measuring out about 2 tablespoons of butterfly pea flour powder and adding about 2 cups of white vinegar to that, and I'm mixing it up really well to make an acidic solution. This is an acid, and it's hard to tell, but the butterfly pea flour powder is slightly pink. And then I'm going to add about 30 milliliters, 25 to 30 milliliters of this to each of my bottles. I'm going to be doing this experiment with a group of science club students, so I'm preparing several bottles of this, and as you can see, I'm adding my acidic solution to the bottles. And the butterfly pea flour powder is actually a pH indicator, so it will turn slightly pink when it's in this acidic solution. And it's hard to see that on camera, but I'm hoping later when I compare it to the basic solution or neutral solution, you'll be able to see the difference. And now I'm going to prepare some baking soda. So I'm going to be adding 1 teaspoon of baking soda to each of these balloons, and I like to do this ahead of time. I find it's difficult for some students to do this, especially my first graders. So I like to do this ahead of time, and then I'll group them together and seal it off with a rubber band to keep any moisture out and keep the baking soda in until the students use them. And so once I'm done preparing these, we are going to do a neutralization reaction where the baking soda, which is a base, is going to react with the vinegar, which is an acid, and that's going to produce water and gas. Now that gas is going to get captured in these balloons, and it's going to inflate the balloon. You don't have to add the butterfly pea flour powder to this experiment. I just find that it's fun when there's a color change. The kids really get a kick out of it, and it's a good way to visualize how there is a neutralization reaction happening. So here we go. We're going to test it. I always test every experiment I do with my kids to make sure it's going to work the way that I hope it does. And you can see I'm adding the baking soda. It's producing that gas. It's fizzing and bubbling. It's changing pH. It's becoming more neutral as this neutralization reaction happens. You can see that it's not as pink, it's more purple. And the balloon is inflating as it captures all of this gas. So that is our experiment. It's simple and really fun.
Thanks for joining Simon and I today as we did some neutralization reactions with acids and bases. I hope that you had fun and that you learned something and get to try this at home. And until next time, keep discovering.